Wagwan everybody, L here, and today I'm going to be doing another anime tag, my own Tournament of Power, right? But before I start, I just want to let you guys know that I listened to my last video and I was just thinking to myself, boy L, you have a lot of work to do, right? So anytime you guys have any suggestions, feel free to let me know, post in the comments below. It's going to help me out a lot. I ordered my new camera. It's going to take about 2 weeks to get here. I live in Antigua, so you can understand the distance and whatnot. But whatever, let's get straight down to the rules of the Tournament of Power. Right, rule number 1, I have to choose 10 characters from multiple anime/manga of my own choice except Dragon Ball, right, to fight in the Tournament of Power. Right, number 2, you can only choose up to 2 characters from the same anime manga, right? So if I choose 2 from Naruto, I can't choose any more. Right, simple. And number 3, the same rules from the Tournament of Power must apply. Right, now I haven't watched Dragon Ball Super, honestly, but I think I know the basic rules. You can't use weapons, so any characters from Bleach, you're gonna have some issues, because even though they're soul weapons or whatever, they're still weapons, right? And you can't kill anybody. So if I use somebody like Saitama, you can understand. Alright, just a note that it's not all about physical strength, so not every character you pick has to be on the same level as Goku. Alright, that's just a note on the side. Okay, so let me get going. Alright, so when I started off, I thought, just like the last anime tag, that this was going to be easy. I don't know why I didn't learn from the get. Alright, but I thought it was going to be easy because I have a wide variety to choose from. I could choose from any anime manga, so I mean, it should have been, much easier than the One Piece one, but then I came to realize, no, it's fairly difficult. Right, but then I finally came down with the characters that I really want on my team to represent Universe 13, just to let you guys know. Right? Some people would think that, I don't want my team to have all these OP people. I don't want it to have all these godlike level persons and whatnot, I originally started like that, but then I thought, these people are representing my universe, right? And a universe isn't just one planet, it's a accumulation of different planets with over, Earth alone is 7 billion persons, roughly. That's an estimate. 7 billion persons. And Earth isn't big. So you can imagine the amount of lives that's, you have in your hands. So when you create this team, you got to think about that. Alright, so, I didn't fully talk with our Broly level persons, but I was very, what's the word to use? I thought about this a lot. Alright, so my team I separated into fighters, the assassin, there's a core member, and the brain, right? There's a structure towards my team, right? The first person that I'm going to choose is from Death Note, obviously, L, right? Now, I chose L because, hey, I am representing L. L is me, I am L, So if I want to be on my own team, I don't want to be a coach, I want to be in there. Right? The thing about L is he's not a fighter whatsoever. As a matter of fact, he because of his bad eating habits, he doesn't have much energy, he doesn't have much stamina, right? But he has mental capacity. The guy can think, so he'll be able to, formulate a plan, formulate strategic, a strategic method of getting the job done, right? So that's why I went with L. The downside is, one ki blast could probably kill him. An average ki blast could kill him. He's a human being, So, that's a pretty rough, negative side to it. But I think, the brain will assist a lot, trust me. His brain, his intelligence will really assist in the planning. Because, the Tournament of Power is not just about raw battle, raw fighting. You got to have tactics. You got to have, a plan to get the job done. Because it's going to be 80-something persons, well, including Universe 13, it's going to be 90-something persons, fighting each other. Right? You can't just go on, I'm this powerful guy, I'm going to beat everybody up, like Luffy. It's not going to work like that. You got to know exactly what you're going to do, right? So I'm going to have L, right? Since I went with L, I'm going to start off with the brain. The brain consists of 4 members. So L is one from Death Note. Hey, if you haven't watched Death Note, right, turn off this video and go and watch Death Note. Trust me. It would be a sin if I didn't tell you guys to go and watch Death Note. You haven't lived until you watch this, okay? It's just like, 130 something chapters in the manga. This is not much at all. 3 days and you're done, max. All right, so L. The next person in the brain we have from Code Geass, Lelouch. Right, now, if you guys, again, if you guys haven't watched Code Geass, stop this video, watch Death Note, and then watch Code Geass. Right, because Lelouch, just like L, he's not the energy type. He doesn't have much stamina, right? But the guy can think. The only downside, he has this he's kind of obsessed with himself. He has a pride issue and whatnot, but he's a good-hearted guy at the end of the day, right? So his brain is awesome. Also, he has this ability, right? He has this okay, think of a Sharingan. This is the best way to explain it. Think of a Sharingan, but it's not a Sharingan. It's an ocular technique, right? And what it does, he can give you any command, any one command, and you have to do it. You have to. So if he says, okay, you will be my slave forever, then you will be my slave forever. The only thing is you have to look into his eyes. That's the only way for it to affect you. And he can only give you one command. So if he says, L, be my slave forever, then L has no choice but to be a slave forever. If he says, L, wash the dishes, L will wash the dishes, but then after that he can't give him another command. So it's one command. Right, so I thought that technique would be very important. So for example, someone comes to him, and like one of these guys, they look at him and say, he's this weak, scrawny guy, I can beat him up, and he gives a monologue of how strong he is or whatever. Lelouch can just look at him and say, die, kill yourself, and he would. So it's pretty OP, but considering the fact that he's human, considering the fact that, he doesn't have much stamina, just like L1 Ki Blast could totally kill him, an average Ki Blast could kill him, I think it's a fair trade, considering we're going against guys like Goku, All right, the last person inside the brain, we have Shikamaru, right, from Naruto. I don't have to tell you to watch Naruto. Naruto is like a 50-50 thing. It's either you love it or you hate it. There's not really in between. All right? Shikamaru. As we know Shikamaru, he's very intelligent. He's always 200 steps ahead, and he has his shadow techniques, right? If you guys don't know this, he has a move called Shadow Possession. So his shadow connects with yours, and you're basically immobile. So you can imagine, I can see it right now. Right? Shikamaru does Shadow Possession. He catches you. Right, and then Lelouch would come to you and just give you an order, be my slave. And then just like that, we have an extra addition to the team. Right, so I can see that coming. But a downside of Shikamaru, although he's very intelligent and he has a shadow possession, if you're strong enough, and most people would be, you wouldn't be caught in a shadow possession for so long. So I can show if Goku gets caught in that, he'd be like, what? He can't move for a second, he just goes Super Saiyan and he's out. So got to think about that. And Super Saiyan emits a glow, so that's going to eliminate his shadow, I think. What you guys think of that? So, it's a very free. So that's the brain. These are the thinkers of the group. These are the guys that gets things done in terms of, planning, in terms of mentally arranging the team, right? Now I'm going to go straight to the fighters, right? Since we're in Naruto, I'm going to go with my other character from Naruto. Remember, I can only choose two. I chose Shikamaru already, right? And the second person from Naruto is going to be Sasuke. This is big Sasuke, the most present Sasuke. So he has the Rinnegan and he has the Sharingan, the eternal Mengeku Sharingan, right? I could have gone with Madara, I could have gone with Itachi. But I just personally love the way how Sasuke fights. He was my favorite character at a point. I stopped really, calling him that after I recognized he's a really confused guy. A pretty confused guy. Uchihas have emotional issues, right? But in terms of fighting, they are, they're second to none, right? So Sasuke, I can see it. You have and Genjutsu. Right, if you notice where I'm going with this, the illusionary, the brain, the psychic kind of vibes, So the Sharingan will be very important inside of this tournament. The Susanoo, the Amaterasu, his lightning, everything, So I think he will be, very, very important. I was going to put him in the assassins group, but then, with Susanoo, you don't really need to be an assassin. You can just, start from the get, All right. My next fighter is gonna be from One Piece, right? And I'm going with Kuma. Kuma. I think it's Bartholomew Kuma or something like that. You know, this warlord from One Piece. Now, his power, he has the power fruit, so it's the repel man. So if anything you bring to him, he just puts out his hand and he can repel it. From a physical attack to an energy attack, he can repel it. And I thought that to be very, very unique and very cool. So I can imagine Goku doing a Kamehameha wave and he just opens his hand and he just repels it back at him. Also, if you remember in the Sabo Undi arc, Sabo Undi, whatever it's called, he touches Luffy, and Luffy was sent flying for 3 days. He touches the whole Straw Hat crew, and they were sent flying for 3 days, right? And think about it, we're in a stage basically, and if you're hit out of bounds, then you lose, So that could be very important. I mean, I'm sure if Goku does a real Kamehameha wave and actually manages to hit Kuma, he'd probably die. He's not he's a superhuman and he's kind of a cyborg now, or robot or whatever you want to call him, but I mean, I can understand you can understand the fact that he's not like an immortal guy, but his power would be very handy. I would have him. Okay, I'll tell you the layout of my team afterwards. All right, so that's Kuma, a fighter. My third fighter is gonna be from the Seven Deadly Sins. We have Ban. Right now, the first thing, Ban is immortal. Right, so he drank from the fountain of youth? That's what it's called? He drank from whatever fountain that gives you immortality. So he cannot die. Full stop. Just accept it. Right? Also, he has a magic that allows him to steal anything. He can steal your pocket watch. He can steal your money. He can steal your powers, your energy, your strength. So think about that. Goku comes. Right? Who are we going to put to fight Goku? Ban. He will just continuously steal Goku's energy until he manages to fight toe and toe with him. And I'm sure he can do that, distracts Goku, and then Lelouch comes and say, Goku, fall off the stage, or something like that. Or Shikamaru comes and use shadow possession, something. You understand? I can see that going on. Ban would be very important. I mean, he can't die. The only way to beat him is to throw him off the stage. That's the only way to beat him, and I think that would be pretty cool in a situation like this. Right? My last fighter, now guys, don't laugh. Please, don't laugh. My last fighter is going to be Lugia. Yes, Lugia, the legendary Pokemon from the Johto League. Lugia. Yeah, look. Pokemon is an anime, right? And Lugia was always my favorite legendary Pokemon, so I'm going to go with him. I think it'd be super cool for a giant white dragon who can talk, by the way. To just be on the field as well. I mean, he won't be able to fly, right? He won't be able to fly. But I'm going to have him as as I said, I'm going to tell you the layout afterwards, right? But note, the most powerful move in Pokemon to me, and the most thief move, the most unfair move you can use is Psychic, right? I was going to go with Mewtwo, but I just love Lugia. I just think it's too cool to have a giant dragon on the field. It's just awesome, Psychic. And now that I'm thinking about it, Lugia can use Psychic on himself to fly, like Mewtwo did. That's a thought. That's an idea. So yeah. So Psychic, what Psychic does for the few that hasn't watched Pokemon, right? It allows you to move anything on anyone, regardless if they want to or not. So I can move you from point A to point B. Now think about that. Move you off the stage, out of the arena, out of bounds. Simple. I think that would be cool as well. Lugia. All right, so those are my fighters: Sasuke, Kuma, Lugia, and Ban. All right, the brain would be Shikamaru, Lelouch, and myself, L. Right? Now we have the assassins. Right, now these would be the guys. They won't fight you directly, like hit. They won't fight you directly, but they'll come behind you and deal a crushing blow or whatever. Right, so my assassins, the first one is going to be Law. Right? Now you'd ask, Law isn't an assassin. Law isn't an assassin. But I mean, I think because he wouldn't fight you, it wouldn't be like a face-to-face match. I can't ever see him fighting Goku, face-to-face, like a fair brawl. No, it wouldn't work like that, right? But Law, if let's say Goku is distracted by Ban, Law can use Room, right, and take out Goku's hand or take off his head or something like that. You can understand the dynamics. I mean, he wouldn't have his sword, right, because he can't carry weapons. Right, so Ban wouldn't have his nunchucks and Sasuke wouldn't have his katana blade thing, But he doesn't need his sword to use the fruit, his power, the up, He doesn't need the sword at all, It's just to use his sword like to aim it or whatever. But he can use his finger. I can see him using his finger and just that slicing thing and. So I think that would be pretty cool. And his fruit allows him to teleport as well, which is super important. Look, teleportation, right? I think is like an OP power, especially inside the Tournament of Power. Unfortunately, majority of the persons inside of my team can't teleport. But I think inside the Law's room, he can teleport to you. So he'd be a great support assassin kind of guy. Moving right along, the other assassin is going to be Hiei or Hei, from Darker Than Black. Now, this guy, he has a little sword, but as I said, he won't be able to use it. But this guy is incredible. He has the power of electricity, all right? He's a contractor. If you haven't watched Darker Than Black, guys, I hope you're writing on your anime list. Death Note, Code Geass, Darker Than Black. Darker Than Black is like 50-something episodes. And don't forget Gaiden, which is 4. So, I mean, guys, I'm really helping you guys out if you haven't watched it. I'm sure you guys have, but just in case, feel free, watch them. Right, this guy, he's super experienced in fighting, right? He's super resourceful, right? There was a point when his power got taken away and he was still able to basically beat anyone. My only concern at first was he'd kill you, he'd electrocute you till you die. But I mean, since he's going against guys like Goku and guys like Hit and whatever, I'm sure that they won't die from it. So I'm gonna have here there. He's a cool guy to have. I love how he fights. I love his intelligence. I love his entire character. I mean, he won't be able to be killed. I mean, if you compare him to guys like Goku, look, we use Goku as the standard. If you compare him to a guy like Goku, you're gonna see the obvious power difference, as in like with anybody else. But I mean, he's super resourceful, so he would find a way. Trust me. Even if it's to be like a stun gun, shock you till you like paralyzed for like maybe 2 seconds. 2 seconds is enough for Shikamaru to catch you. 2 seconds is enough for Lugia to see you and use psychic. 2 seconds is enough for Sasuke to Amaterasu you. So I can see here being kind of useful. And the last member of my team, right, who is a part of the core. She is the core member. Yeah, I said she is the core member of this group, and her name is Marilyn from Seven Deadly Sins. Marilyn, right? Now, if you don't know about Marilyn, right, basically she's a sorceress, and she has mastered every magic that a human can do. Any possible magic a human can learn, she has mastered it. Also, she has mastered every magic that a demon can learn. So basically she knows it all. She can teleport, she can use psychic attacks, she can use telepathy, she can use protection magic, she can use healing magic, she can use destruction magic, curse magic, sealing magic, you understand? Think of the dynamics, think of the possibilities, Look, Marilyn is like everything, she can do anything. She's like the most diverse, most versatile person you can really have, I'm telling you, it's amazing when you think about it, right? So this is how I'd have my team set, right? Now, Marilyn should clone herself into 3, right? So she would always be with the brain, So she would be with Shikamaru, she would be with L, she would be with Lelouch. She would use her telepathy to allow them to constantly, well, not them alone, but the entire team to be constantly aware of each other's whereabouts, to have conversations with each other. So if you need help, you'll be able to communicate to anyone using telepathy, which will assist the assassins so they will know, okay, where to go, who to attack, where, how, why, when. You understand? She'll also use protection magic on the brain as well. So these guys will constantly have like a force field around them. You know, and it's Marilyn, so it's not a mediocre force field, if you understand. Excuse me. Right? And so the brain would consistently be in contact with the fighters and the assassins and the core, you know, so you can understand the group dynamics, you know. So I think it'd be cool. I think it'd be awesome. Let me know what you guys think. Just to go over my team again: the brain, we have Shikamaru from Naruto, L from Death Note, Lelouch from Code Geass. The fighters, we have Sasuke from Naruto, Kuma from One Piece, Lugia from Pokemon, Lugia, Ban from Seven Deadly Sins. For our assassins, we have the Hiei from Dark and Black, we have Law from One Piece, and the core team member is Marilyn from Seven Deadly Sins. Guys, tell me what you guys think. Leave your comments below. Please like the video. Subscribe if you want to hear more. I'm going to come on a weekly basis. Sorry I didn't come last week, but things have gotten pretty tight in terms of time. I'm going to be doing video recordings as soon as this camera gets down. You know, I'm very excited. You know, let me know your team. You know, so in the comments below, just post, hey, what team you would have. If you see any inconsistencies in my idea, let me know. You know, let's have a conversation about it, guys. You know, it was really good talking to you, and you know, I hope to see you guys. Well, not literally see, but you know what I mean. See you guys again. You know, have a blast, guys. L out.